could you ask for? We're about to go qualifying for the Castrol Toyota Racing Series. And all the men are out as they qualify for the feature race, one of the most prestigious trophies in New Zealand motorsport, the historic New Zealand Motor Cup. Many of the greats have won it, all the way back to the likes of Jack Brabham, who actually won it 3 times, and there's several Australians who are eyeing up the opportunity of doing just that. We're going to qualify now for that feature race, and we've also got a grid laid out for race 2. 2 races to come from today. We're really looking forward to what has been an interesting start to the weekend. And as we head down to get ready for this qualifying session, let me update you on where we are in the championship right now. Marcus Armstrong, after a dominant win yesterday, leads the championship by 5 points. He's got 154 points over fellow Kiwi Liam Lawson. Lawson, from just down the road in Pukekohe, has 149 points, and it's Britain's Raoul Hyman in third with 122, Lucas Auer fourth, and Brendan Leach, also from New Zealand, with 95 points. That's the top 5. We're underway for qualifying. A short, sharp 15-minute session. Got to get it right in the early morning. This will get the cobwebs away. If you haven't had a coffee in the morning, try 130 miles an hour. That'll work.
And Jonathan, I can tell you that everyone has obviously gone out on new tyres for this 15-minute dash. Each of the cars on new tyres, each car running probably between 15 and 17 kilos of fuel. The weight is absolutely critical. The conditions are perfect down here in the pits. Just a light breeze coming through from the direction of Auckland. The track absolutely pristine here at Hampton Downs. The critical laps will be the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, obviously when that fuel load is slightly lighter and the tyres are bedded in, and as you say, these cool conditions here in the morning will help go for fast times. We saw Marcus Armstrong click under the 1-minute mark yesterday, so we're expecting, as he heads out of the pit lane, for something similar today. But Marcus Armstrong, I said before the race yesterday that he needed to take this championship by the scruff of the neck, because of course he was the favourite coming in here, having narrowly missed out on the championship last year. But he's had a lot of competition, especially from his teammate Liam Lawson. But Lawson involved in an incident with Cameron Dass in the first race of the weekend, and that put him down to 7th. But Armstrong was also penalised, passing under the yellow, and he too finished 10th. So there's all sorts of shenanigans going on. The race eventually going to Petrov. Peter Petacek was 2nd and Brendan Leach was 3rd. But then Leach had a nightmare yesterday. Crashed, well, he went out of the circuit and onto the gravel once, and then crashed into another opponent and broke his front wing as well. So work to do for him. But it's going to be interesting. Esteban Muth and Jackson Walls, the 2 youngest competitors in our series, will line up for race 2 in the reverse top 6, having finished 5th and 6th on the front row. So that's going to be a great opportunity for both Muth and Jackson Walls, who has improved dramatically. Good start from Callan Williams. He's starting to show real signs of why he was a champion in Australia in 2017. A year with Fortec under his belt has really moved him forwards, and just 3 weeks here in New Zealand, and Callum Williams is on the pace and at the moment leading the way.
And Jonathan,
go ahead.
Yeah, Jonathan, hard to believe we're just on the brink of the halfway point of the series. So it's 2 wins apiece currently to Marcus Armstrong and Liam Lawson. Kiwis really showing strongly. Only 1 international winner so far.
Yeah, that's Artem Petrov, of course, who got a victory here at Hampton Downs. But it's very tight. And at the moment, Brendan Leach hitting the top of the times with a 101.264. That's the fastest time to beat. And Brendan Leach, had a word with him yesterday, and he said he's feeling much more confident than Teretonga, which is ironic because, of course, that's his home race. But he feels like the team, the victory team, have dialed that car in to where he wants it. And this is an essential year, an essential season for Brendan Leach. If he's going to step up into international racing, he needs to be in the top 3 here at the end of this season. And as Murray Taylor points out, we're almost at the halfway point by the end of today. We've got 4 races at Taupo, and then We've got 4 races at Taupo and 3, of course, at Manfield, including the Grand Prix. But Kotaka just got bulked there on his fast lap by Liam Lawson. There he is, the number 36, the first Japanese driver we've had in the modern era of the Toyota Racing Series. Delighted to have him. He's a junior Toyota driver. He'll be racing in Formula 3 for the Tom's Toyota team this season coming. So we're delighted to have the 19-year-old who, talking to his engineer, has done a really good job. And he's second in the table right now, chasing Leach, just 1/10 off him. Callum Williams now third. Marcus Armstrong still waiting to put in a marker, and Lucas Au likewise. Raoul Hyman yet to show, 1:13.9, down at the back at the moment. But with 8 minutes to go, it's Leach, Das, Kotaka, Walls, Jackson Walls, and Callum Williams, the 2 Aussies. Parker Lott moving up the board in the number 66, the man from San Antonio, Texas. And there's Liam Lawson on your screen. Can't miss him in the all blue, white, and yellow trim. Number 10, Turners and Porter Group are his sponsors. And he's got a lot of backers around New Zealand who think he's got what it takes, including the mighty Kenny Smith, his mentor, who is racing here today and will also race, we hope, in the Grand Prix against this young 16-year-old. What a day that will be. Petrov crosses the line. Does he improve? Yes, he does. 1:00.813 to go the fastest on his third lap. 1:00.854 for Brendan Leach, who drops to second. Good lap from Petrov. Petrov is the quiet, unassuming driver. Doesn't say too much, but he's stealthy, and he's certainly confident. And he is Liam Lawson who goes quickest by just 1/10 of a second. A 1:00.751. So Lawson hits the top. Get your flags out, Kiwi fans. Lawson's doing it again. And pole position is so important here at Hampton Downs. We discovered that yesterday with Marcus Armstrong, and we've seen it in previous years with the likes of Thomas Randall and many others, that it's so hard to overtake here. You can keep up to pace with somebody, but getting close enough to make a pass here at Hampton is not impossible, but it's very hard indeed. And we saw everybody line astern yesterday, no overtaking in the top 3. And we had an incident, of course, which had a restart with Petacek and Petrov coming together at the Porsche Dipper, as we take a look at the mighty Marcus Armstrong. Had a great season last year, Macau Rookie of the Year, and some really outstanding performances in a very tough team, the Italian Prima FIA Formula 3 team, and he'll be headed back there. Here's Jackson Walls, the Objective-sponsored Jackson Walls, his father here, who runs the Objective company, sponsoring his own son, and it's great to see. Dad was a racer himself, and a pretty good one. So good advice for Jackson, but just turned 16 a week ago, so he is without doubt the youngest competitor. But he's doing a really good job. Right now it's Lawson and Petrov leading the way. Petrov far from out of this championship. He's 7th at the moment on 79 points, just 5 off Cameron Das. Armstrong moving up to 3rd place. Hyman doing the same. Callum Williams reacts well. He's just done a quicker lap. A 1:00.579.
So, Jonathan, about half of the session has gone. The time seesawing. Liam Lawson and Marcus Armstrong probably setting the pace, but Artem Petrov right there. And once again, Callum Williams showing well. Raoul Hyman up to 6th, keeping his challenge alive.
Yeah, I said that Petrov was the silent one. He did an interview with us and said, I'm quite capable of beating both Lawson and Armstrong. And he said it with no qualms. And we both all sort of looked at each other and went, okay, let's see you do it. And he's doing it. He's doing just that. St. Petersburg is where he hails from. And of course, that's where Robert Schwartzman, our current champion, is also from. So the Russians have a huge history here, going all the way back to Daniel Kvyat, who will make his re-entry into Formula 1 this season long. So Petrov just following in a line of great Russians. But Lawson goes into the 59s, the first man to do it. 59.971. Awesome Lawson is on the move on the Sunday morning here in Hampton Downs. Great lap, but Armstrong is following him in suit. Armstrong goes to 2nd position. This is going to be a mighty battle between the M2 boys. They are teammates, but they are bitter rivals too. It's going to be really interesting between these two. At Highlands, Liam Lawson stole a march on Armstrong, who came here to dominate. It's not been that way. But Armstrong's kept his head, did a really good job yesterday, and he's got to keep Liam Lawson in check. And this pole position in the next 4 minutes could prove crucial for the final outcome at the halfway point.
And Lucas Auer finding pace now, so it's Lawson from Armstrong and Auer. Petrov back down to 4th. Cameron Daz once again showing well, Jonathan.
Yeah, good to see Cameron Daz. I was wondering how much. He had a big accident and made a big mistake, to be fair, and admitted it. Not accelerating away from the restart. He was penalised for all 3 restarts, and I wondered if it would knock his confidence, but it hasn't. He put a good display of racing in yesterday, and here he is on the pace again, 5th at the moment, with 1:00.359, his best time. He's just behind Lucas Auer. Petrov still 3rd, but it's an all-Kiwi front row here. And remember, the historic New Zealand Motor Cup. That's what they're racing for. Armstrong goes quicker. Look at that, 59.898 compared to 995. Armstrong laying down the marker against Liam Lawson. Can he react? Murray.
And Raul Hyman yet to really fire off his best effort down there in 6th. A serious championship contender.
3rd in the championship. Yeah, you're right. This is bad news for Raul. He needs a better qualifying than this, but it's all about the Kiwis at the moment. Can anybody beat Marcus Armstrong? Really, really good lap at just the perfect time, and that's the key to great racing drivers, is that they put in their laps at the perfect time. Look at Lewis Hamilton, Ayrton Senna et al. Those are the guys that do it at the right time in the right place, and that is why they're champions.
Well, Jonathan, this is a great boost for the Kiwi Driver Fund, that initiative that's getting the Kiwis on the grid against the international drivers.
Yeah. 2
Kiwis out front. How good is that?
That's really good. I mean, celebrating your 15th year, we've had so many in the past, from Bamba back to Mitch Evans, you name it, we've had so many. But these 2 are real, and these 2 are 2 years apart, and they're both on a trajectory into world racing. And it's really good to see them showing the rest of the world who have come here to take them on what it's all about racing here. And Armstrong certainly putting his marker down with that 59.8. Can anybody beat it? We've got 2 minutes to go. And Murray, this is where it starts to get strategic.
Absolutely, the pressure is on, the tyres have come in. This is a reasonably low grip circuit, so that's why we're expecting at the final moments the times will tumble.
Watching for Raul Hyman to improve. Cameron Daz, likewise. Lucas Auer needs a result. He's still in the hunt, Lucas Auer. He's currently in 4th position in the championship on 97 points. Hasn't had a good start to the season. Pee-wee, his minder, has been trying to coax him into a good state of mind, as it were, because he knows he's capable, Lucas. He just hasn't found it and put it all together yet. Ah, did I say it? 59.8. Well done. Lucas Auer goes 2nd. Well, he must have been listening. Great stuff from the Austrian. So,
yes,
go ahead, Murray.
Yeah, it looks like Lucas is pulling back into contention. He had those dramas down south. It's taken a while to get his confidence back and get the car absolutely to his liking. But Lucas, as you say, right on the pace there with the Kiwis. Petrov now 4th. Our Japanese driver, Kataka, once again, looking solid in midfield. Great to have a Japanese driver here competing in the Castrol Toyota Racing Series.
No question about it, but I tell you what, Mark Pilcher's biting his nails. All 3 of his top men are in the top 3, and they're fighting it out, M2 competition, for that pole position. Armstrong, Auer and Lawson. Can anybody improve in the last 30 seconds? Armstrong has laid the marker down, but it's only a 1/10 of a second. Lawson's still there, but can anybody improve? They cross the line again. No one improves this last lap. Last lap, really, 16 seconds to go. Everybody waiting. Is it going to be Armstrong and Auer on the front row, Lawson on the 2nd row, and Petrov alongside him? Leach has now bounced up to 5th. Das is 6th. Hyman still struggling in 7th. Time running out. The checkered flag does come out. Lawson crosses the line. Lawson does not improve, and nor does Armstrong or Auer. Callan Williams crosses the line. Cameron Das crosses the line. They're all finishing up with the checkered flag, and no one's improving. And it looks as though it's going to be Armstrong on pole. Alongside him will be Lucas Auer. That is going to be a cracking feature race this afternoon. If you're listening on the live stream, stay up in Europe, get up in America. Get ready, folks, because we've got some great racing for you. Armstrong, Auer, Lawson and Petrov. Two Kiwis, the Austrian and the Russian, getting ready to go racing, but a 59.912. And that last lap, not good enough to beat his own 59.780. And Marcus Armstrong takes pole position.
And Jonathan, this is one of the trophies that everyone's after, the New Zealand Motor Cup, that illustrious history, all those famous names. And will we have another Kiwi on it?
Certainly they've got a history of taking that trophy, but also some excellent foreign names, some international drivers going all the way back to the likes of Sterling Moss, Jack Brabham, just seeing Kenny Smith and Tom Alexander. Two legends of the sport. Well, maybe Tom's got to get there yet, but Kenny certainly is. And he's the first to greet Liam Lawson as he comes into the pit lane. But that concludes our qualifying. Armstrong in pole ahead of Auer, Lawson in third and Petrov fourth. Leach, Das, Hyman, Kotaka, Muth and Patacek round out the top 10.